Good evening and welcome. Welcome to Minnesota Made South Rink here for the game one of the 2026 Stars and Stripes AAA hockey tournament. Boys in black facing off against MAP Hockey out of the northwestern suburbs, Team True. So we're here, early start, and I'm a little out of sorts here. I apologize, as we had to get up and running here really fast. And so if I sound a little disorganized, I am. Also starting and trying a new program tonight too, so hopefully we'll see how that works as well. But as I said, welcome to the Stars and Stripes Minnesota Made's home hockey tournament. So we'll have some more games here than elsewhere around the city, which is nice. Nice close game, nice close rink. And we are playing against in the Invite 14 level here this weekend. So it should be some good hockey for the boys and some good competition, as we are in the same bracket as the 2015 Orange team and the 2014 Orange team too. So those are our competitors also here from Minnesota Made, along with Team True, the Cattlemen, and such. So anyhow, should be a good weekend of hockey coming up. A game tonight, game tomorrow at 2:15, and then a game again Saturday morning at 9 a.m. And then after that, we will see how the brackets have played out, and the pool team play has played out, and we'll see how we can go into Saturday afternoon and hopefully Sunday morning with a couple additional games. So far Team True has definitely had the advantage, as Machine has not had the greatest success getting it out of the zone here quite yet. Quiet crowd here also. It is. It feels kind of subdued, doesn't it? Like everybody's waking up.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Totally threw me off, but whatever.
Well, it was totally my fault. Charlie was late. He wanted me to come and get him from my parents' house.
All right, so True brings it back into neutral zone, then brings it into the Machine zone down low in the corner. Goodman races in far corner, pushes it back, sends it over on the near side corner. We got a little bit of a blank spot, a little blind spot there, as you guys have become accustomed to. As Machine still pulls it and tries to clear it out of their own zone. There we go. Goodman now picks it up along the far side, up across the blue line, through the neutral zone, now into True's zone, brings it behind the net, and now he's looking back out to center. He had Pavel Basov coming streaking in from the high slot. Back to Goodman again, out front center for Tucker Johnson, and with a shot, and goes just wide right. Now back. Puck finds its way. Oh, look out. Puck's loose. Oh, and Pavel almost had it. Now Thingy playing over on the far side. Back to the point again. Gavin Winter there tries to hold on to it. He can't, as the puck finds its way back into the neutral zone over on the far side in front of the penalty box. Now Alexei Basov fires one in there from way out. Had his brother streaking to the net up wide on the left. And that might have been a good opportunity for a pass. Now True bring it back up with speed. And they get a shot off, deflected from Hunter. And now over on the left side dot, Basov now tries to clear it back out, looking again for Thode. Now back over, Tristan. Trojanovsky tries to muscle it up back into the True zone. He can't find it. And True back in action again. Nice hustle by Nash on the back check to push the True player off the puck. And now back over to Fenstead again. Fenstead looking out center again for Thode. And they can't connect. Now back to Stark. Stark from behind the net slings it over to Patton. Patton up the near side over to Fenstead. Fenstead now tries to bring it through the neutral zone. He can't. Dad throws his hands up in the air with some passion going. Come on, Nash, what's going on? Now back to the point. Shot and save by Hunter. Those can get a little concerning for Hunter there. But no sweat. He was able to connect with it. Boy, I hope we're out streaming live here. I don't really know. As I said, I'm using a new program here this weekend. Testing it out. Now Leonard fights for it as he enters to the True zone. Now back out to center. Winter finds his way. Back over, now cross ice again to Winter. Winter now looks up ice, finds Miles. Miles now brings it in far left, looking at the dot, looking behind him, looking for options. Curls around the half wall. Now loses the puck, and True pick it up in their own zone. Now looking back up ice again. They bring it back into the Machine zone. They drop it in through the high slot, shot wide left. As Rink chases in, pops it loose. And now Goodman back up ice again. One man versus three as Machine gets a change. And puck pops out and Basov off the bench. Connects with it but goes just offside. And we will reset back here just outside the blue line. Basov again off the draw, looks to the center, now curls behind his own, the True net, back handoff to his brother, Alexei. Alexei now back over to Pavel. Pavel over on the far side, fights for it along the far corner. Back to Alexei again, Alexei back out to the point, back over to Pavel. And the Basovs get it pulled away by the Team True player as they march back up the ice into the Machine zone. Puck meanders its way behind Hunter. And now Machine back in action again, back up ice. Basov again on the left side, looking, fires from the top of the circle again. That's a trademark from the top of the circle. Trojanovsky now picks it up. That Patton back over to Stark. Or Thingy. And there's Stark. Now Stark charging up the ice. Fenstead there holds on the blue line. Puck back out. And they send it back into the Machine zone. Stark now back over to Winter. Winter looks across again. Aborts. Now pulls it back out. Thode back up to Trojanovsky. Trojanovsky backhands it into the True zone. True there, pick it up, and they send it back in our direction here out to neutral ice. Back to Fenstead. Fenstead looking for a shot, gets it tied up in a True player's stick. And now we get Trojanovsky from behind the back of the net, curling back out far side, now down low. Deflected shot, back out, Stark holds it. Ooh, and we're going to get a penalty there as Colton took off, and shades of a Stars Wild game. As Thode's going to go in for cross-checking for 2 minutes, 20-minute periods here this weekend. Going to be a workout. Oh, True centers it through the slot, shot back out to the point. There it is. Puck is loose and score as True gets their first of the game. on the power play. And Machine go down 1 with 11:55 left. Now Rink tries to bring the puck in. He gets taken down. Now True back on the march again. Shot, stick deflection, wide off to the left by Hunter. Back to the point again. True sends it in. Hunter goes down. Those also are kind of scary there. And True unable to hold it. Good, we're up. Rink applies a little bit of pressure. And Winter now chases it behind his own net. Back out to Patton. Patton stops, looks up ice, just long enough where True was able to get a move on it. And now we play with it over on the near side half wall as we bring it back up again. Goodman back up, racing. He's a fast player there. The shot, takes a shot, gets his own rebound. Now he sends it back to Patton at the point. Patton back down low to the left to Goodman. Now Bassoff picks it up. He takes it and curls around back in his own and the True's inside, near side corner. He's fending off 2 True players. And he sends a shot, score! Goodman, Bassoff to Goodman. Patient. And he found it. And Machine tie it up. 1-1 with some good disciplined play by Bassoff, Goodman, and team. Looking for the right opportunity to sauce that one over to Goodman for Machine's first goal. Now off the draw again. Bassoff aggressive on the draw, and Machine able to drop it into True zone. Johnson chases it down low behind the end line. Now Alexi over on the far side. He slings it back up to Johnson as they battle for it right in front of the True's bench. And now puck pops loose back out to center ice where Toivo Stark picks it up, sends it over near side. Johnson there picks it up. Now puck is loose. Fingy challenges and now he races back to get back into the action. Shot, deflected, stick save by Hunter over on the far side. Half wall. And True able to get another shot off, deflected wide left. Now Johnson again fights for it down in the far side corner. Now Stark picks it up. He's looking over to the near side to Patton again, back up to Bassoff. Pavel now brings it back up, across the blue line into the True zone. And he goes off ice. Machine gets a change. As Winter now picks it up from the point, sends a shot wide right, ricocheting off, back out to the point again. Puck back out, Machine regroup. As True tries to send across ice, and they're forced to regroup back in their own zone. Puck back out to red line again. Now back out to the point. We send it down. Nash can't grab on it, jumps right over his stick. As now Trojanovsky picks it up, sends it back out to Winter. Winter fires one in there again. Oh, and Nash almost had it. He just moved a little bit too far. He didn't have an opportunity. There it is, another. Look out, Tristan. He's wide open there. And now Tristan there, just scramble in front of in the crease. And puck winds up back out, and True dodges a bullet there as they now fire one back at Hunter for a body save, and we're going to get a stop here with 8:15 left to go in the first. Welcome back, sorry. Just had to adjust a couple things. Rink, nice pickoff down low. Oh, he had Goodman coming in from the slot. They couldn't connect. Now puck back over on the far side. Rink there again, pressure on at the high slot. And puck wind up, back out, comes back out to center ice. Stark back over to Patton on the regroup. Patton up to Rink, center ice. Now Rink off to the races, backhands back to Miles. Miles can't quite grab onto it. Bad pass there. Now Miles back to Rink again. Rink picks it up. Now Rink back to the center again. Bouncing puck in front of the net. And Miles comes in, tries to grab it. And Patton tries to grab onto it too. Puck stays here and offsides. No offsides. Machine changed lines. And we come back to center ice again. Stark got some room. Cuts to the middle. Back to Pavel at the point. Pavel pizzas one up right over to the True player, and they drop it down into the Machine zone as they get a new set of 5 players on the ice. Patton now from behind his own net. He's got some speed coming back up cross neutral zone. Back into the True zone. He cuts wide left and he gets taken down. Crash, NASCAR crash right into the boards. No call there. Machine fans want the call. They're not going to get it. And Tyler Vinge tries to backhand and pop it back out. True regroups. Now back to Tyler again. Tyler over to Gavin Winter. Winter now moves it up to center ice. Vinge picks up the loose puck. Continues the effort back into the True zone. They can't connect and make any progress. Now we get bottled up over on the far side. Puck loose. And back to Winter again. Winter holds it and drops it back up into the neutral zone. And a long shot outside the blue line. And Hunter there with the glove save. 5:41 tied up still. 1-1 here at a cool Thursday evening here in Edina. It is jacket weather outside tonight. Centered out front by True, and we had a whole sea of black players there, forming the human wall. Now Fenstead from Wyzetta. Back up ice with speed, shot. Puck is loose again on the rebound. And True bring it back up ice. Shot again, and a quick save by the glove. And we'll start over. 5:04 on the clock. Leonard over to Rink. Rink, top of the circle, shot. Ooh, bouncing, deflected off the top crossbar. That one had a look. Now Rink again slaps it. Tried to center it back out. True now back up ice. Looking for a toe drag, lost it. Now back up comes in. They grab it down behind Hunter. Back over to the far side. Now they backhand it back out to the point. Shot. Dink, dink, tic-tac-toe, Plinko. And Machine unable to clear. Now shot 90 degrees. Rink picks up the rebound. Now looking back up ice again. He's streaking up far side. Cuts to the middle. His buddies have all gone to the bench. Now he curls around. Now looking back out. Shots passed to the Pavel. And Pavel, not known as a baseball player. Strike one on that one. He's a soccer player. Good opportunity there for Machine. They can't capitalize. Now puck back again into the Machine zone. Winter there chases it into the corner. Now Johnson back over to Pavel. True pops it back down low into the Machine zone. Patton picks it up. He loses the puck in the process. Now True has it. And puck is now loose. Ooh, nice little kind of hot potato there with the puck. Pavel now drops it back to his brother. Brother puts a shot on there. And Johnson almost with the deflection a la Matt Boldy. They can't connect. Pretty good pace here to start the first period. In the first period, let's see how long this lasts. Oh no, Hunter there comes out trying to be a hero and almost paid the price for that one. And a little game update. It looks like we got the Wild up by 1. First period against the Stars with 8:12 left to go in the first. So we won Game 5 the other night. 80% of teams who win Game 5 in series win the series. They win tonight. They're moving on. Probably to take on the Avalanche. So, it's the inevitable. Probably just waiting for it. All right, so 2:49. All knotted up at 1. Uno y uno. Shot from outside the circle, slaps off Hunter's stick. Now Stark sends it over to the near side corner. And another shot, blocker save over on the, now kicked over to the far side. Stark, Thode, both putting pressure on, fight for it. Now Tyler, oh, puck back out, popped out to the center there. Nash Fenstead there for it. Now he goes after it. He gets pushed off the puck. And True able to come back around again. Machine with a new 5 players on ice. As Tyler tried to pick up the puck and he wasn't able to connect. Now shot, bouncing shot from top of the circle by True. Goes wide right of the net. Now True again working from behind the corner. Back out to Rink. Rink now looking back up ice. He loses it. True able to connect again. Now Goodman down behind his own net. Pounces it back up to Rink. Rink now a little touch, a little finesse pass back to Goodman again. Now Goodman all alone. He's a battle. Oh, got a shot off. Grazed the net. Did a flyby wide left. Now Miles over on the near side half wall. He fights for it. Rink sends it back out front to Goodman. Goodman with a shot off the pad and the skate of the True goalie. Now Goodman over on the near side. Gets into a battle. Miles chases behind the True net. True able to clear it back out, but they can't connect. And Crew picks it back up, sends it cross ice, back in the neutral zone to Patton. Patton now up to Rink. Rink back over to Patton. Patton, ooh, swing and a miss by Cody. Cody now retools and drops it back down low as Machine gets a couple new players on the ice. Bassow picks it up on the far side, now slings it behind the True net. And True send it down ice. Crew Stewart picks it up. Near side, 23 seconds left to go in the first. Back out to Tucker Johnson. He brings it back up ice again. Slaps at it as the Cavalry bring it back in. 11 seconds left. True back on the march again. They send it wide right. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. That's going to do it for the end of the first, where we have a 1-1 tie against MAP Hockey AAA coming from the northwestern suburbs of the Twin Cities. Good game so far. Let's see how their stamina can hold. You know, I'm looking at our bench right now, and man, the brains on that bench pretty insane. We got a cardiothoracic surgeon, a wide-body airline pilot, a Russian software expert, and Max. Max, a boiler guy, runs his own company, Twin Cities Boiler, TC Boiler. You can look him up. So if these boys need to live, they're listening pretty intently. And we'll see. I think so far, pretty good play here by the Machine boys, as they've been passing and moving the puck quite well. I've been pretty pleased with that so far. All right, period 2, reversing direction. Machine moving left to right. True, right to left. And we'll see if we can keep this intensity, pressure, and momentum on for the second period. Trojanovsky able to peel it away, gets a shot off. And he gets whacked by a stick, so he can't get any mustard on it. Now Tyler again from the point, bouncing puck. And True pops it behind their own net. Now they look back up ice again. Oh, he got behind RD. Now it's 2-on-1. Shot from the top of the circle, just what we like, as that's not going to get by Hunter on a 2-on-1. Off the draw, Machine come away with it, but True quickly able to pull it back, kind of unescorted really to the net, as Machine was maybe watching a little bit more than they were actually in the play themselves. Now Miles over on the far side tries to chop it up, works with Goodman as well. Now, there you go. Good hustle by Charlie over on the far side. He picks it up. Now streaking back into the True zone. He goes wide, and he gets taken down. We're going to get a hook. And Machine going to find themselves on their first power play of the game. Early in the second period. About a minute and a half in. So we'll see how they do on the power play. The last tournament we played in, they were pretty good. We'll see. So Johnson at center on the draw. They win it. Now Bassoff back to the point. Patton now back to Bassoff again. Back to Patton. Patton now over to Pavel. Pavel shot off the stick. Now Pavel again, over on the far side corner. Curling back to the center. There it is to his brother. Oh, he had it on his stick and he lost it. And now True covers it. Great opportunity. Had him backdoor. And Alexi couldn't execute. Now True, successful off the draw. Patton holds it, sends it back towards the net. Back out to the point. Winter back over to Patton. Patton does a little Quinn Hughes move. Now pinches in. And now True able to connect. Minute 12 left on the Machine power play. Good poke check by Gavin. Back to Alexi. Alexi over to, no, that was Pavel. Back over to Tucker. .53 left on the power play. Tucker. Now back over to Patton. Patton tries to lift it with the stick. He can. He loses it. And now it's a race. Short-handed shot. Goal. Short-handed goal. As True scores on a short-handed goal, even though Machine were looking strong and competitive on that power play. Stewart gets into the battle over on the near side. Now Colton behind his own net. Over to Trojanovsky. Trojanovsky. Oh, curls to the middle. Back out to Crew. Machine unable to hold. Back to Tyler. Tyler cross ice over to Nash. Nash now brings it back into the True zone over on the far side. Chases it down behind the goal line, behind the net. He goes down, no call there. Looked like a trip. And puck back out. Trojanovsky can't hold it. Crew regroups. Banks it back over to Fenstead. Fenstead sends it a little bit further back into the True zone. Power play over. 5-on-5 hockey. Another shot. Ooh, by Tyler. And that one had a look at the net. Crew using that big body now sends it back over to Tyler. Tyler now brings it back up, finding center to Nash. Nash picks it up over to Thode. Thode now fights for it, loses it. And Miles picks it up over on the far side half wall. He's looking for some options as Machine changes out a couple players. Miles now still with it, looking out front again. Oh, there it was again. We just can't connect. Goodman had a look. He had a taste. He was browsing. He couldn't check out. Now True back to the point. They go point to point over to the far side. Sends one in there. Bouncing puck. Scary. Shot from the bottom of the circle over the top of the net. Now True with the backhand. Out to the slot. They can't connect. They maintain possession. Rink now charges. Puts pressure on. Look out. Backdoor shot. Backhand. Over the top of Hunter. Now Stark able to clear it out. And True able to bring it back in again. Now Gavin Winter over on the far side corner. Slings it around, back over to Miles. Miles now works its way back up ice to center. Goodman picks up the effort. Machine clear out, 4 guys. As Goodman follows it over to the near far side corner. He looking for Tyler, driving to the net. They can't connect. He aborts. Now Basov sends it back to Patton. And a little bit too far for Cody. And now Cody races up for it along the near side. Machine able to bring it back out to center ice. True pick it back up again. Now they've entered back into the Machine zone. Shot on net off the right post. Now True holds it over on the far side. They drop it back down to the far side corner. Tucker Johnson picks it up, lunges it forward to Pavel. Pavel now drops it down in. Machine, new 5 players, 13-18 on the clock, second period. True now, cross ice pass. Patton engages, loses it. Now True shot, stick. Saved by Hunter. Now True, send it down behind the Machine net. Machine try to clear it back out. Patton over there working the puck. Now he gets it back out. And it moseys its way back down to the left side dot of the True zone. True slinging around to the near side. Now they bring it back into the Machine zone. Send a shot on, stick deflection. That would have been wide regardless. True not able to hold. Now it's a foot race. Fenstead streaking up to the far side as True just banks it behind their own net over to the near side corner. Fenstead and Thode now take over down low. Thode looking for options. Tries to center it. He can't. Looks now behind the net. Trojanovsky picks it up on the near side half wall. Tyler able to hold it. Tyler exits the ice. New D coming on. Crew holds it over on the far side. Up against his bench. Gets it caught up in his skates. Now Thode also has trouble negotiating the puck. Fenstead also drops it back down. Machine black with new players coming back out. Rink puts pressure on over on the near side half wall. Winter now regroups. True able to clear out some players. Now Hunter or Gavin going between everybody. He's like racing against cones or driving against cones. He sends it. Ooh, a drop shot by Crew. Now puck is loose in front, scramble in front. Everybody goes down. We're going to get a whistle here, I would imagine. And there we go. 11:06 left. Machine trailing by 1. Now Team True wins the face-off as they lunge towards the Machine zone. Crew picks it up from behind his own net. Good forecheck by True. Back over to Winter on the near side. Winter sends it back far side again. True now picks it up into the corner. Goodman chases after it. Now Miles. Off the wall, curls back around. Machine playing catch behind their own net. Now Rink's turn to go behind the net. He sends it over. Let me tell you, this is a game of who wants to bring it behind the net here Thursday night. Puck now makes his way towards the blue line, but now it's sent behind the net again for the 20th time on this shift. 21 times. Machine having a hell of a time getting it out of their own zone as their breakouts are breaking down instead of breaking out. All right, there we go. Finally, we get an ice and get these boys off the ice and let the next crew take over. Ooh, that was a little painful. .940. A little over halfway through period number 2 here. On an early start tonight. All right, there we go. Johnson able to bring Machine back out to neutral ice. Again, Bassoff there. Oh, shot. Brother with the rebound. That's why you do the shots from the top of the circle. You hope someone else is there. Johnson now picks it up on the goal line. Alexi backhands it, can't get all of it, and True able to corral the puck, bring it back out again. Stark now picks it up, regroups, sends it cross ice through the slot to Cody. Cody now picks it back up again, did a brief stint with Tucker. Cody tries to put a shot on, blocked by True. Now Fenstead got Thode driving through the slot towards the net. He holds on to it. Back to Cody. Cody fires it off balance. Puck is loose. There it is, shot. And puck is loose again. Oh my God, we had about 8 opportunities again. We can't sink one. A little grazing deflection by Hunter. Over to Toivo. Toivo up to center ice. Fenstead now on trying to put some pressure on. Thode there fights for it over on the near side. Now Trojanovsky collects it. And he's got 3-on-2. Shot again. Oh, and Thode there. He was waiting for the rebound, but that glove didn't let the puck go. 7:54. Machine still trailing by 1. Shot again, Tyler off the draw, and the puck comes bounding back out. Winter there on the hustle. Now Rink picks it up. He's driving in, cuts to the middle. Oh, there it is. Charlie, he got stick pulled away. Boy, he had a good angle on that one. Now Miles picks up the effort. And we get an ice on Team True with 7:05 on the clock. As I just feel it, I feel Machine is just dialing it in for another one here pretty soon. Puck all the way over to the far side. Patton there catches it. He's able to catch up to it. Now back over to Basov down over on the far side corner. His brother picks it up 2 feet away from him. Goes down in the process. Brother gets back up again. Alexi now curling around. Finds his brother again over on the far side half wall. Back to Patton at the point. Patton looking to pinch. Gets it popped away. Now he sends it back down behind the net. Tucker Johnson there picks it up. Back to the point again. Another shot. Stick save by True. Puck is loose out in front. There it is. Shot. And Alexi. Oh, he saw his eyes went wide. They were like silver dollars there as he saw the puck. But he was just one step too far to connect. Now True sends it back up ice again. And that is an ice for True at exactly the 6-minute mark. Now True able to bring it back into the Machine zone. Try to center it. Goes off Fenstead. Now Stark picks it up from behind his own net. He drops it off to Winter. Winter tries to bank it up the boards. Gets intercepted by True. Now True sends it out front. And it gets poked away. True again. Back out to their point. Fired shot in there high. And Hunter there just Puts a glove up there like he's waving down his Uber at the airport. Now Tyler fights for it over to Goodman. Goodman now moves it up ice a little bit further. Miles tried to get a stick on it. He couldn't. Oh, nice toe drag there. Backhand pass. Shot. And great sequence there by True. They couldn't connect. Good opportunity. Now throw it over to Rink. Rink over to Miles. Miles now moving it back up ice again. He's pirouetting. He looks like Christy Yamaguchi there doing his twizzles through the neutral zone. True now able to pick it back up again. We're going to get a penalty on Crew for on Crew for dropping a player from True. So Machine now on their second penalty kill of the game. They're 0-1 on the penalty kill, and I don't even know how you would score getting a shorthanded goal scored on you on their power play. That's like 0-1, isn't it? All right, Winter slings it over to the far side. True able to hold it. Now they drop it back down low as Machine gets into their customary penalty kill box formation. True able to hold it, back out to the point again. Now they send it flying off the stick, rebound, and Hillman there with the cover. With a $1:37 left on the Team True power play. True back over big guy at the point. He drops it down low, far side. Tyler chases it. He gets a stick popped. And now True patiently brings it over to the near side. Find a lane shot. Oh, they were patient. Look at that. That was designed. And Alexi there sends one down a nice 4 minutes on the second period. 1:07 on the penalty kill. Now big guy again moving up ice. On pursuit by Nash as he just bulldozes through everybody. Now Thode over on the near side. He races it back up ice. No call on that. Machine fans looking for that call. They're not going to get it. You got to do something pretty blatant. We've learned here to get a call on. 40 seconds left to go on the True power play. They drop it over onto the near far side. Send it out, nobody there, and True is forced to regroup with 28 seconds left. Now they try to drop it back down in, gets deflected by Machine. Ten seconds on the power play. Shot off the post. Puck is loose again, no goal. Goal waved off. And was it a high stick? The ref by the goal waved it off. And they call a no goal with 5 seconds on the power play. Two-one, power play killed. Machine now back to full strength again. Patton sends one out into the front of his own net. Rink now on the charge. Winter on the block. Back up to Rink. Rink can't connect. Now True regroups in their own center ice. And Goodman now back to Patton. Patton over to Winter. Winter back up to Rink. Rink back up to Goodman. Now Rink and Goodman battle for it down on the near side. True able to come away with it. Now they bring it back up ice. And they drop it down behind Hunter. Hunter picks it up. And Patton now looking back up ice again. He backhand pass back over to a True player. And now they come back around again. We're going to get offside. With a $1.50 in the second. Machine still trailing by 1. Now Trojanovsky again off the draw, brings it in, shot, looking for deflection. Thode there was ready for it. Now True gets a shot off top of the slot. He goes down. Now we're going to get a trip on Tyler. I don't know. That was sus in my book. So Machine going to have a chance to kill another penalty here at the end of the second period. Trailing by 1. As True wins the faceoff. Shot from the point, deflected wide left. Patton tries to send it. Shot wide right. Now True picks it up again. Look out, they're a disciplined power play team, it appears. As we got D popping in. Now they're able to hold it. They curl back around, now drop it down low, bottom of the circle. Now Trojanovsky tries to flip it forward off the back of a True player. True able to hold it. 50 seconds on the second period. True able to hold it again. Now over to the near side. Drops it off to the point. Back to the point again. Tried to center it off of Fensted's skates. 57 on the power play, 20 on the game clock. Now True again, trying that same play, charging, and they can't get it. Now 8 seconds left, 6 seconds left. Fensted all the way coast to coast, drops it off. That's going to do it, end of 2. End of 2, Machine trail by 1. And they'll start the third period with 34 seconds left on their penalty kill. All right, there you go. Another fresh 20 on the clock, third period. Still starting shorthanded. Down by 1. Again, reversing direction, back to the original direction that we started. Machine black moving right to left. Moving west to east, if you really want to get technical. And that'll do it. Penalty cleared. Now machine back to 5 skaters. And both teams back to full strength again. True. Send a puck back down into the machine zone. Winner picks it up behind his own net. Now he moves it up ice. Solo, he brings it in on the left-hand side. He's got Alexi driving for the puck. Now Gavin curls around far side. Now backhands it to a True player. And True able to clear it back out of their zone again. Shot, ooh, blocker save. And Tucker Johnson picks it up in front of his own bench. He tries to cut to the center, gets it popped away. But he comes back for it again. Now True, top of the slot, shot wide left. Hunter didn't even move. He just watched it sail behind. Rink picks it up now. We're down low in a near side corner. He tries to send it back out. And True bring it back again. Big guy. Right defenseman, number 55 for Team True. He's got to be over 100 pounds, I would guess. Now Miles over on the far side. We're going to get a penalty on True. As Goodman chases it down, he gets bulldozed, or not bulldozed, but tied up. And escorts the puck right into the goalie's glove, but in the process, True will be going to the penalty box. And Machine will have another chance at a power play. Last one they got scored on, so let's not repeat that. Now, Toivo from the point sends it into traffic. Big guy, 55. He takes a shot all the way from his own end zone. And Machine now regroup again. Fenstead looking up ice to Thode. Thode can't connect, just a little bit past his reach. And we get an icing on Machine. You're not supposed to ice when you're on the power play. Now Basov to brother Alexi. Alexi on the far side. He's looking for some options. Drops it back to Tyler. Tyler now sends it to Johnson. Johnson over to Alexi. Alexi back over to the point to Cody. Cody drops one in there, deflected wide right. Now Alexi back out to the point, back over to Patton. Patton fires one again over the top left. And now Basov again to his brother Alexi. Back out to Tyler. Tyler sends one in. Shot! Oh, and that hits the side of the net. Now back out to Patton again. Patton loses it, recovers, drops it back down to Pavel. Below the circle. Pavel sends one in, brings it in, and shoots a 90-degree shot right into the True goaltender. 33 seconds left on the power play. Off the draw, back to Winter. Winter sends it. Ooh, nice splits there by the goaltender from True for a cover, 27 on the PP. Rink shot off the shin pads. And Winter unable to hold. Winter now bank shot over far side. Crew gets it caught in his skates. Winter now back over to Crew again. Now Crew looking up ice to Rink. Rink now just sends it wild through the center. And now Rink curls away, evades one, can evade two. And now True back on action again. Everybody's clear and full strength. As Goodman now sends it into open space. Machine clear it out. They get a couple new players again as they change shifts. Now we're going to get an icing on True with 15:23 on the clock. Cody can't hold on to it. Bounces off his stick. Now Toivo under attack as True sends it far side. As they now get it. Ooh, nice backhand. And Toivo there looking like he was a centerfold in some hockey magazine. There with a hand up in the air for the snag. Quick shot from the point, stick deflection. Now Thode hands it off to Fenstead. They get it poked away. Puck is loose now, down right in front of us. And it pops loose. Stark there picks it back up. Sends it over to Colton. Colton now cross ice back to Patton. Machine lose it. Now shot off the pads by True. Now Machine back up ice again. Fenstead leads Trojanowski by about a foot too far. And True pick it back up again. Now pass south center to Johnson. Alexi picks it up, back to Tucker again. Tucker finds Tyler, and True quick there, able to poke it away. Winter there for the recovery, sends it back over to Pavel. Pavel loses it at the blue line. Now he's able to hold it, sends it across ice to Tyler. Tyler, quick shot, and deflected way wide right. And True now back up ice again. Good body contact by Gavin there to push a guy off the puck. That wasn't called, so apparently that's okay. Now back to the point. Winter sends a shot off two sets of skates. And we're going to get a high stick. And we'll have a face-off here down low, left side. Quick update. Wild still in the lead with 15 minutes in the second period. Now True 2-on-1, Rink chasing down. Good back check by Charlie there. And Charlie comes away with it, creates the turnover, back check and turnover. Good hustle. Now Goodman back up ice again into the True zone. He cuts wide right, puts it out center to Miles. And the puck, nobody knows, it's loose. And True come away with it. Boy, you know, Machine we've had a lot of opportunity here throughout this game that we just haven't been able to capitalize on. and thus find themselves still down 2-1. Now Rink puts a guy back in the boards. Puck is loose again. Oh, on the rebound, and Miles can't find it again. He's had 2 great opportunities. Now Goodman sticks that stick out. He comes away with it to the slot, fired a shot. Oh, a bouncing puck. And True able to reconnect on that. Boy, they've been pretty lucky. That's going to be an ice on True with 12:01 exactly remaining in the third. Oh, we're going to get a trip right off the face-off. So now Machine again going to go on another 2-minute penalty kill with 11:56. Off the draw, back to the point. Cross ice, shot. The puck is bouncing. And Hillman there puts his glove on it. Stopped at 11:46. Oh, big rebound off. Quick off the face-off there. Hunter got lucky. Now True bring it back to the far side. Watch that play again that they're so famous for. We've seen it a couple times today already. And Bud Fenstead able to pop it loose. Now he's got some momentum. He's got Trojanowski at center. And through a bunch of spray and ice. True come away with it. Now they're looking back up ice again. Curled around shot. Oh, there it was. Now back to the point again. One-timer from the point. Hits it off the heel. Kind of a shank and golf. 56 seconds on the power play. Now back to the top of the circle. Fired shot again over the top of Hunter's head. And True sends it back to the point. Now drop it low down to the far side corner. Now back to the dot again. Good play by Fenstead. Fenstead now banks it over on the near side. Puck now finds it back. And a good ice. And a clear by Winter as Machine bring a new set of players on. 24 seconds on the penalty kill. Sent it out front again. And Patton sends the puck careening down the ice. Well, that's a kind of a slow puck. It's got a lot of snow on it. These boys are working hard here this afternoon and evening. 4 seconds left. Good kill by Machine. Best one of the day so far. Shot off of Patton's calf. Now Tyler picks it up over on the far side, drops it over. Patton picks it up down low. Now he sends it back up ice again. Cody, we're off the, we are done with the penalty kill, but good job anyways. Johnson chases it in down to the near side corner. Cruz sends it on net. And Alexi there trying to slap it in. Except he slapped it right into the goaltender's glove for a stop with 9:16 on the clock. Good game Machine still trailing just by 1. Now True, bring it in, backhand behind Machine net, back out to the point. Shot again, off a couple sets of skates. And Winter there sneaks his stick in. Now he brings it up ice. He cuts to the middle, puck gets loose. True drops it down behind their own net. Now they look back up ice again. On net, puck is loose in front and skirts out to the far side. Now Miles picks it up. He finds Rink in the neutral zone. Now Rink curls on it. He sends a shot on net, wide left. Back out to the point. Miles now sends it on net again. Rink now picks it up. Back out to the point. Stark, and we get a whistle. And we're going to get a call for player in the crease. Duh. Now True gets it poked away. Good play again by Machine. Now Fenstead back up ice again. Nash, he likes his position, gets pushed off the puck. Nice defensive play by True. Now they pick it back up behind their own net, bank it off the puck boards, clear it back out. Vingy over to Stark. Stark back over in Vingy's direction. You can tell they're starting to get tired as the passes aren't quite as crisp or on direction. Oh, and Colton just gets clotheslined as he ran into the Hulk. That one will be for the highlight reel. As the Team True guy, he never even moved. Colton just went right into him. All right, now these boys have to play good, clean, aggressive hockey here, getting some shots. Now Johnson, a little wayward over to Patton. Pavel Basov picks it up, now finds his brother. Boy, that would have been a dangerous pass when these boys can really allowed to hit. As Alexei was a sitting duck over there. Now he tries to feather it out from near his bench. Stark now over to Pavel Basov. Basov now finds his brother right in the center circle. Basov again, far from outside. Now Johnson works off, tries to fend off 2 True players. He can't, they lose it. Rink off the bench, good strong stick, curls back around to the top. Tries to find some spot, fired shot right center mass. And now True bring it back up ice into the Machine zone with 5:55 as the game enters its final minutes here. Machine still trailing by 1. Patton now from behind his own net, looking up ice. Goodman aborted that. And True send it back up ice again. Bounce it back into the Machine zone. Winter now picks it up at the right side dot, curls back around, tries to force it up the near side boards. Now Winter back over to Rink. Rink cuts back to the center again, and Winter just couldn't hold on there as Rink was taking the scenic route into the True zone. He opted for the Lakeshore Drive instead of just the freeway. You know, Gavin couldn't hold on much longer. Fenstead aggressive, and we're gonna, no call on that. Forearm pushed him right over. As now Trojanovsky intercepts a pass. Now he brings it back up, tries to send a shot, kind of fans on it. Now he tries to send it back to the point, fans on it again. Now True back up ice. And True's going to go offside with 4:40. Looking down, tie score now in the Wild game, 1-1. 9 minutes left on their clock in the second period. Now Patton sends it into the True zone. Alexi there pins him in. Brother comes in to support, try to pry the puck out. Puck is loose. Alexi now with control. Sends it cross ice back to Stark. Stark sends it in, shot, score! And Black tie it up as Stark sent it in from the point. Was deflected. I don't know if that was deflected from Pavel or Alexi. But they tie it up with 4:15. Remaining in the third. Now let's double down on it. Let's get another quick one. Now Johnson in his zone. Back up to Alexi. Alexi loses it, entering the True zone. Johnson there, able to put a stick on it. Back to Toivo. Toivo over to Cody. Cody, customary shot off his left foot. Back to Patton again. Patton now by himself again off his left foot. Wide left. Rink now picks it up down low. Rink tries to lose it, but it comes back out to Patton again. Patton now sends it back down to Rink. Rink back over to Bassoff. Bassoff on the far side, slings it back to Rink behind the net. Come on, stuff it. There it is, shot coming in. Goodman shot, goal! There you go. And Rink saw Goodman streaking off the bench. It sends it out in front, and Goodman drops it in. And just like that, Machine now lead by one with 3:04 left in the premier game of the 2026 Stars and Stripes tournament here at Minnesota Made in Edina. Now True trying to bring it back out, back into the zone. Now Rink picks it up, back in his own zone. Now he brings it back in, and oh no, offside's waved off. Rink curls down around to the near side. He still holds on to it. Goodman there coming in to support. And True able to pry it loose. Now they send it back out to center ice. Now True on the race. Cuts to the middle, toe drag. It worked, and finally they can't get it through twice. Stewart there able to block it. Oh, shot and a goal! As the deflection right through Hunter's legs. And we got a tie game again with 2:11. Been kind of a slow game all game, and all of a sudden we've broken loose here late in the third with an avalanche. Well, I wouldn't call it an avalanche, but with a series of goals now, 3-3, 2:11 left. Now Stark up to Fenstead. Fenstead chips it back out to Trojanovsky. Trojanovsky drops it down into the Dropped it down into the true zone. And was it? They didn't call a penalty there. No. Toivu kind of did a double. He tried to hold on to the puck, and then he took a guy down in the process. So buck 44 left, tied up 3-3. Trois here at Machine Made. In honor of all of our French fans out there. Now Johnson back behind his own net. And his own goal line. Alexi now with the loose puck, picks it up, drops it back over to Cody Patton. Patton now trying to find, he was looking for Johnson back out in the center again. Johnson gets smothered like he's on fire. Now Basov again sends it out front. Shot, score! Basov to Basov. And like I said, it's a tsunami of Machine goals. And with a buck 12 left, Machine go up by one again. 4-3. Basov, Pavel backhands it to his brother Alexei, sitting right in the crease. And we get a Basov celebration here late in the third. And now we will see how long it takes before the true goalie comes off ice. Fenstead now fires one in wide right. Hold it in that zone. Stark holds it. Now the Hulk tries to bring it back out ice. Fenstead just wants it more. Drops it back low again behind the true net. 48 seconds left. True now send it out. There goes the goalie. Open net. It'll be 6-on-5 here. True goes offside with 38.4 on the clock. And we'll have a center ice face-off. And the question is, do they put the goalie back? Yep. So True goaltender back on ice again. So what do we have? We have Alexei and Pavel both playing great games. Tucker at center. Now Basov drops it down off the skate of a True player. 31 seconds left. Pavel again. Pops a stick. They send it back on net. Now small versus tall here. As Machine able to hold it. Keeping that sixth guy off the ice. 15 seconds on the game clock. There he goes off the ice, 6-on-5 for the next 11 seconds. Patton again puts his body into it. Physical contact, 6 seconds, 4 seconds. And we're going to get a penalty now, it looks like. And are they going to wind the clock? No, we're going to put it back to 3 seconds. So we got a penalty called on Machine. With 3 seconds left. Is it going to be a penalty? No. I don't know what the whistle was for then down low, but. So we'll have 6-on-5.
Hey, face off out the zone! Out of the zone! Out of the zone! It's a penalty on them.
Oh, it's a penalty on True, and that'll do it. And Machine win 4-3 as they trailed most of the game, came back in the third period to break loose and go ahead by 1. So that'll do it here Thursday night. Machine win it 4-3. Tomorrow we play at Richfield at 2:15. So as you're sitting at your desk or wherever, make sure you dial that up, and we'll be live from Richfield 2:15 tomorrow, Friday. Until then, have a great evening. See you soon.